Welcome back to Gunsmith Part 2, the AKS-74U. Here is the finalised build if you just want a quick reference. Now firstly, remember to repair this gun. It needs to be at least 60 durability. If you pick up some random one in raid, you have to repair it first. So we're going to go to Prapor, we're going to go to his trading, and we're going to buy a brand new one because this does make it easier. Unfortunately with this, I can't show you directly from the screen here because you need to fold the stock to make it work. So what we're going to do is go into the inventory and we're going to build it from scratch. So this is Prapor's build. This is exactly the same one. I checked the weights. Now what we do is we middle click on it to get it to fold down, and then we're going to edit the build. This build is very simple. What you need to do is you need to add the 60 rounder, and I'll talk about where to get this in a second if you don't have it. For the handguard, you need to change this over to the B11. This can be bought directly from Skier. And then underneath this, you want to add on this, the KAC VFG. This can be bought from Peacekeeper. Once you've done this, to tick the ergo up very slightly, all you do is you take the muzzle brake off, and then this should work. So if we build this, as ready to hand in, and then on mechanics screen, we go to Gunsmith Part 2 and we can hand in this weapon. So the build itself is very simple, but where to get the 60 rounder is not so straightforward. The most consistent way and the most guaranteed way is getting to level 2 lavatory. You can already do that in the hardcore wipe, even only with level 1 traders, but it does take a bit of time to get to. Obviously you have to get lavatory 1, then you need to get water collector, and then you need to get lavatory 2. I haven't done this myself yet, so I found one of these 60 rounders in a weapons crate. Hit every weapons crate you can, and sometimes you'll get lucky. The other way to do it is on Prapor 2. There is a barter, but you have to complete ice cream cones first to do it, which requires 3 more 60 rounders, so it doesn't really help. That means you're probably going to get to lavatory 2 first. Outside of just RNG in normal weapons boxes, Kibber typically has a higher spawn chance of finding these 60s in particular, although getting both of those keys is not necessarily that straightforward, and technically they appear in the ZB014 bunker on woods, although there was one particular wipe where they did a lot, and I think the spawn chance has gone down a bit, but maybe it's still higher, I don't know. It's probably worth checking if you have the key and you're passing. Other alternatives is killing the bosses. I think various bosses and guards can have it, but if you look on the wiki, Killer in particular can have the 60 rounder, so can Sanitar's guards. So those two are probably the ones to focus on. When I browsed through the others, it didn't look like they were listed on the wiki, but it doesn't mean that they can't have it. For example, Rashala's guards and places like that, but I just haven't killed them enough to know. One other final tip as a super long shot, if you don't have one of these yet, is that maybe the 95 rounder on the RPK allows you to do it. Somebody told me that this was the case, but I don't have one, so I can't actually test it. If you were to try to use that, then what I would say is that you're going to have to bump up the ergo quite a bit. So you're probably going to need to have a better pistol grip, something like the RK3 if you find this, and then you're probably going to end up having to add something like an RP1. So you're going to have to just fiddle around with it and buy extra parts so that you can get the ergonomics up to 58. If you do have the drum and you want to try that, because it's the only option that you've got available to you. So with that, we're going to hand in the AK-74U and get on to the next quest, Gunsmith Part 3.